develop a particular affection for a particular apparatus, and Vietnam and Korean athletes very good on vault, and so looking forward to see what Vietnam do there today. So there will be Malaysia up first on vault. It's got us thinking about two different things at once in a different kind of way, Liz.
Yes, it is very unusual, and we've sort of seen in the first round where we had 3 gymnasts from one country supposedly doing the all-around, and just not quite sure whether they would actually be eligible for results, but it turns out it's maximum 2 per country as usual. I suppose it just allows the teams to all compete day one, and then those who get through to the finals don't have to do a team event, which can be grueling. Sorry, they all-around event.
So, as is the way, the athletes come to their particular apparatus, stand before the judges. And that is where the different countries will be performing. So Indonesia will start on floor, Kazakhstan the pommels, Japan the rings, Malaysia the vault, Vietnam high bar, and the mixed group on parallel bars. It's interesting how some countries develop a particular affection for a particular apparatus, and Vietnam and Korean athletes very good on vault, and so I look forward to see what Vietnam do there today. So there will be Malaysia up first on vault. So the word going around the room, Liz, is that the floor is behaving a little differently to some, in that it's got a little less spring, or it's a bit harder.
Yes, we did hear some reports back after the first subdivision, and we did see falls, a couple of ones that where the athletes looked like they crunched their ankles, that the floor was quite hard, and we've heard that in response the Japanese may be thinking about cutting their difficulty back just a touch in response to that. Nobody wants to see any athletes injured, of course.
So there is some variance in the way the apparatus behave. There's particular before uneven bars as well for the women. So there's the Japanese lineup for the first rotation. Tanagawa to lead them up from Kenta Chiba. Malaysia on vault. So the podium nicely presented. There's a mixture of pink and red. Vietnam in the first rotation up on high bar, led by Phuoc Hung Pham. Japan, what can they do? So most of the gymnasts have had a touch. We're getting ready for a start. Looks like we might be going to floor first up. And Indonesia's Muhammad Saputra. So I'll be getting a lot of attention from the crowd gathered here, hoping that he goes well. What an honour for him to be first up.
Beautiful opening with the double front tucked. Handles it well. Tumbling lines. Not hugely difficult, but he's doing them cleanly. And that counts for a lot, of course. Nicely performed. Linda swings. Wants a smooth press to handstand, no hesitations. He's quite stylish on this apparatus. Concluding with a 2.5 twist in a nice position.
So well done, Saputra. He's really got his better results on pommel horse and parallel bars. But a good solid opening from Indonesia. 26-year-old Muhammad Tri Saputra.
It's not a highly difficult floor, but he's performed it well, and with minimal major deductions. Here we see the double front. He opens it out well. Front tuck full, followed by front half. Keeps good direction throughout. And that's probably his major form break so far, just the legs crossing a little bit, but he lands in a nice upright position from that 2.5 twist.
So not seeing so much in this cycle of the evolution of men's gymnastics, Liz, of the round off into the double saltos and the twisting. They're just jumping straight into double saltos.
Yes, in particular for the front somersaults, you know, they're doing the run. Previous Olympic cycles, we might have seen a front layout to make it as a timer into a double front, but now we're seeing just the straight run down and into the double salto positions.
12.75 there as the opening score for Indonesia and Saputra. On rings we have Japan and Tanagawa.
Tanagawa not without experience at the 2017 World Championships. He's 15th on rings, so we can expect a good routine from him here. He's an all-rounder. Slowed down a bit, hasn't it?
Yes. Oh, it's actually Chiba who's coming up next.
Chiba.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the score there.
Ah, right. Tricked me.
Well, and me.
Well, Chiba hasn't been to Worlds. He's been to a few World Cups. Let's see how he goes. Just 22.
Ready? Look, all. Out. Point, Thailand. Love, one. Point, Thailand. Love, two. Point, Thailand. Service over. 3, love.
The first day's competition, and it's got us thinking about two different things at once in a different kind of way, Liz.
Yes.
Fight for a medal, that's the aim. So the two skippers then, with our referees TRqədC of Vietnam and Minimal Abraham of India. Abraham on left there wearing 16. And, our referees Joseph Cherry.
Concentration is as important as the physical elements of God. There is Xuan Huang. A nice bright smile before the competition, my goodness. That's either shows an extra bit of nerves or quite a significant confidence. We shall see. All will be unfolded soon. There you go. 3 seconds to go before we get underway. Takatsu is the Japanese. The trainer says, no, we don't want any cameras here. Uzbekistan's Ergashev. You can see quite a wide grip. That head has to go underneath and in front of the bar to keep that vertical position. Right, it appears we are underway. Right, the first one up is Yoichi Otakatsu, 5. That was his entry point. And I have to say, it will be interesting. The snatch is a difficult lift to start. He does really well. Great drive up from the legs, yeah. Nice position. And as you'd expect, technically, very, very sound there for Japan's Yoichi Otakatsu. 3 attempts, of course. He can decide on which he will come. 126 there in the blue. 125 is the white already complete. 126 is what is allowed, but he will probably come in at 130, I would imagine. He will not. He'll want to try and get as high a PB as possible, a personal best. So here we have now Xuan Huang, again at the same level, 125. The bar's not being changed. You can see the bruising on his shins there where he's done this move so many times. Clock on the right, bottom right corner there, 29 seconds to go. He won't have pressure, he'll go for it. Oh, and he's struggling, but he makes it. That's very impressive because having gone way down on his haunches there, those knees had to work so hard in order to keep that upright position. It was called good, so 125 for Vietnam's Xuan Huang. Yeah, there he was. Just look at the way he had to reset himself. Those knees were under pressure. Of course, it's not just the physical element at the moment. It's definitely very much the mental. And you can see the eyes closed there of Mohamed Perkon. He is keeping his concentration, his focus. He's done all the work, and he's just got to be absolutely certain that his body will do the rest and achieve his ambition. 125. He's done this before. The number 2 lifter in this category for Indonesia. It's a good start. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a really solid start for Indonesia's Mohamed Perkon. Perkon actually has managed in the snatcher 115. That was 3 years ago. 2 years ago he did a 115 in Tashkent. He had a total in 217 at the Asian Indoor Martial Arts Games. He had a 266 total, so that's a good start for the Indonesian boy Perkon. Chinese Taipei's coming there with Cao Chan Hong. 30 seconds to go. He's been warned that he's only got 22 seconds now. Here we go. Oh, he's moving. He's got to hold it. Let's just hear. Did they allow it? No, I think it's a fault. I think it was a fault. I don't think that was allowed. If it's a red, yeah, it's a red. He went for 126 and he missed it. He will go again for the same weight, but that is when you're unsteady. And just watch this. He is just so unsteady. Didn't hold it for the required time after pushing to the height. He locked in those elbows beautifully, but those legs let him down a little bit. Well, that's really interesting because he came in at 126, but he's a 130 attached to his name. So